Hey everybody, it's Professor Cipriani here. I've been getting some questions on the Works Cited page for your papers, and some of you are doing it perfectly and others still have questions, so I thought I would do a recording to give you a quick idea of how to set up the Works Cited page. I'm going to post this on YouTube so that you can speed up or slow down the playback depending on what you need to know. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set up the Works Cited page and edit it for proper use in the document that you're working in. I'm only using the one page, the Works Cited page, and if you start out at the Home tab at the top and you go to View, click on the View, you will see that when it changes, there's a Show panel. If you click on Ruler, without the ruler you don't have a ruler here, but if you click on Ruler, you have a ruler that you can manipulate for tabs and line spacing. So I'm going to make the ruler stay on. I'm also going to show my codes because for me it makes a lot of sense to know what this space in here is. Is it a tab or is it just a space bar? So to do that, I'm going to go back to Home, and I'm going to click on this thing here, which gives me all of the different codes that are happening in this document. So I can see that there's a little tab here, plus there's a bunch of spaces, and I don't want that in my document. But I'm going to start at the top. Cited page should be Works Cited, no page. And then I want this and this only to be centered. So I'm just going to highlight it and click on the center, and it goes right to the center of the page. Now, the next thing I want to do is do a hanging indent. And to do a hanging indent, what I do is I highlight all of the items in my Works Cited page, and only those things, because what I'm going to do next is going to affect anything in the highlighting. So all of this is highlighted because these are my works that I'm citing. And I'm going to go like this, and I'll take only the top arrow and pull only the top arrow back to the margin. And what that does is every time that there's a return, that the next thing that comes up will be at the margin, and everything else will be wrapping at this code. Then I'll click and it unhighlights, and now I can fix all of the different things within each item. I see that there are more than one space here. I get rid of that. I can get rid of these spaces here. There are spaces at the front of this item, so I'll go like that. All of these spaces plus the tab need to go away. Only one space there. And down, this one doesn't have an author, so it's listed by the title. This title is not the title of the entire website, I hope. So it's an article. It's not a whole book or anything. So that should not be in italics. It should be in quotation marks. So I'm putting in the quotation marks. The next one, must be a book. The University of Chicago Press, 2022. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the page here. I'm going to look at what we've got. This is a book. This must be a book published by that people. Now this looks like it's a separate article. It's just in the wrong place. So I'm going to make it its own item. And that's the last one. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 works in my Works Cited. And I'm seeing that all of these are in Times New Roman font. The Works Cited words, however, are in Arial. So I want to change this to match the rest of the document by putting it in Times New Roman. Times New Roman 11. So that's the size here is 11. The size here is 12, so that's 12. So what I'm going to do is go back to the Works Cited, and I can even see that it's smaller than the rest of the text. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to make that 12. And I can just type in 12, and when I click out of it, it grows 1 point. That's the first thing. The next thing I want to do is I notice that this is not alphabetized. Chen, C, D'Agostino, D, and then W. And then we've got a U, and then we've got a Kielman. So what I want to do is highlight everything. And I know I'm going to say right now, this quotation mark it may mess up how this is alphabetized. We'll see. But what I'm going to do is just highlight all, again, just the text that I want alphabetized. And up here, now in the home screen, and in the home screen, right next to the show codes, there's this thing that's A to Z. If I sort that, I get the option of sorting these paragraphs. So I'm going to click on that, A to Z, sort by paragraphs. The type is text. Ascending means going from A to Z. If I wanted to do it in reverse order, I would choose descending. And I will say, because there's no header row, OK. And what we get is everything italicized. I'm not going to unhighlight it because I need to do one other thing here. But for right now, what I'm seeing is, understanding media and culture is at the top. So I have to move that. So I'm going to unhighlight. I'm going to copy this. And I'm just going to drag it down to the U's. P, Q, R, S, T, U. And I'm going to put it right in front of Wilcox. And that's something I needed to do manually. The other problem here is that this double spacing is a little bit more than double spacing. When I look at this, there's more space between this line and that line than there is between this line and that one. So I'm going to highlight everything again. And when I click on it, this little thing comes up, which I don't really want. Instead, I'm going to right-click with my mouse, and I get this. And in this, I find paragraph. When I click on paragraph, I will see that before and after, it's double-spaced, which is correct, but before and after, we have 12 points, which gives me a lot more space than I need. When you double-space, these numbers before and after should be 0. And when that happens, and I say OK, I get double spacing and only double spacing in the Works Cited. Now what happens is here, this is single spacing, so I need to add an extra space. But what you have now is a perfectly formatted Works Cited page. This took like 9 minutes to show you, a little bit less. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes once you figure out where the ruler is, how to alphabetize, and how to make sure that your fonts are in the correct order. I hope this helps everybody, and thank you to your colleague who let me use this as a demonstration. Good luck, everybody. I'm looking forward to reading the final drafts of your papers.